If the last few months felt mentally exhausting, like you were questioning everything, trying to figure it all out, replaying the past, or feeling the pressure to make sense of everything before moving forward, this video is for you. And I am so glad that you are here to join me in it. Things have suddenly shifted. Something has softened, or maybe even something is cracked open for you. And it's because we just moved through a major nodal shift in human design, and it changes how we orient ourselves in life for the next phase. If we haven't met yet, hi, I'm Jennifer. I'm an energy dynamics practitioner, and I use human design to share how that energy moves. I'm also the creator of the Perfectly Balanced community, where I help people understand their energy, their rhythm, and how to live in alignment with their real life. This video is especially for you if you're feeling the shift but can't quite name it, if you've been mentally overloaded lately, or if you're curious how global energy patterns interact with your personal chart. You don't need to be an expert in human design. You don't even need to know human design. All that you need is to be a little bit curious and be willing to be a little bit self-aware. So let's ground in what just happened. The North Node and South Node recently changed gates. In human design, the nodes describe the background theme of life. The South Node reflects what we're moving out of, what's familiar, what's conditioned, or already integrated. The North Node shows what we're moving toward, what we're learning to orient ourselves around. This isn't a quick transit. This is a long-term energetic environment shift. The backdrop of your life is unfolding within. On December 22nd at 11:40 p.m. Eastern Time, we moved from North Node, Gate 63, to Gate 37, and South Node, Gate 64 to Gate 40. That's a big change in tone. If this already resonates, go ahead and like this video. It helps the channel and tells me that you want more of this kind of breakdown. At a high level, Gate 63 is the pressure to question, and Gate 64 is the pressure to make sense of the past. So collectively, we were living in mental doubt, unanswered questions, confusion, waiting for clarity, the feeling of if I could just figure this out, then I can move forward. And now we shifted into Gate 37 in the North Node, which is community, belonging, emotional bonds, and Gate 40 in the South Node, which is willpower, work, obligation, and providing, which means the learning environment is changing from mental processing to relational and energetic exchange. So how does 63 and 64 show up for us? For many people, the 63-64 era looked like overthinking decisions, replaying conversations or experiences, questioning yourself, others, systems, or authority, feeling like clarity was just out of reach. And there was this pressure to understand before trusting. And for a lot of people, that led to mental fatigue, analysis paralysis, or feeling like you were stuck in your head instead of your body or relationships. If that describes the last few months for you, comment "me too" below. I want you to see you're not alone in this. Now, what is Gate 37 and Gate 40 bringing us now? Now we're entering a very different landscape. Gate 37 in the North Node asks, where do I belong? Who are my people? What agreements actually feel mutual and nourishing? Gate 40 asks us to release overworking, carrying everything alone, proving our worth through effort, or feeling responsible for everyone else's needs. This is the shift from I'll do everything myself to what am I actually available for and who is available for me. Now what's really interesting is there's a line progression that unfolds through this energy. These gates move backward through the lines, starting in the 6th line and ending in the 1st. Normally, line energy develops from 1 to 6. The 1st line carries foundation, security, and understanding. The 2nd line carries natural gifts, ease, and being called out. The 3rd line is trial and error, experimentation. The 4th line, networks, relationships, and influence. The 5th line, leadership, projection, and solutions. And finishing up with the 6th line. This is wisdom, perspective, and role modeling. But with the nodal movement, we're winding from the top down. That means we start with big picture awareness and slowly move into lived embodied truth. So let's break this timeline down. The 6th line, December 22nd to January 4th, is bringing us perspective, reflection, and us observing our relationship patterns. Then we move to line 5. This is where we see where we take the lead, where we sit back and allow others to lead, where we see the projections that aren't quite true for us, and those relationships that are working with us and for us, and those that aren't. Then we move to the 4th line on January 18th to April 3rd. This is when the focus on community and connections and who's in your circle really matters. And then on April 3rd, we move to the 3rd line, and that lasts until April 19th. Then we move into the 3rd line from April 3rd to April 19th, where we get to experiment with new agreements, new boundaries, and new work rhythms. This is where we really find out what's working for us and what's not. Then we move into the 2nd line, April 19th to May 2nd. This time period is allowing a little bit more ease, natural contribution, being invited rather than pushing our way through. And then we finish up in the 1st line, from May 2nd to May 13th, grounding in new foundations around work, rest, and belonging. If you want daily human design updates that track how this energy shows up in real life, make sure you follow or subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. So how is this important? And how does it connect to individual charts? These changes don't land the same way for everyone. How you experience this depends on whether gate 37 or 40 are already defined in your chart, what centers they activate, your type, your authority, and your profile. I'll put my chart on the screen here so you can see how this nodal shift interacts with my own design and why it's showing up the way that it is for me personally. This is exactly how we work with these transits inside the community. So let me show you how this nodal shift is actually showing up in my own design, because this is where human design really comes alive. If you're looking at my chart here, you'll notice something important right away. I naturally move through the heart center and the emotional solar plexus. These are not places I visit occasionally. They are core to how I work, create, provide, and make commitments. And that matters a lot with this shift. The heart center is about willpower, commitments, what I'm here to give energy to and what I'm not. The emotional center is about timing, emotional truth, and allowing clarity to unfold instead of forcing decisions. So when we talk about gate 40, the gate of will, work, and provision, this is not abstract for me. This is literally how my energy operates. I'm not built to work consistently. I'm built to work in pulses, to give deeply when I'm emotionally aligned, and to rest fully when I'm not. Now here's the key piece. This nodal shift activates the 3740 theme, which is all about mutual support, emotional agreements, fair exchange between effort and rest, and community that actually nourishes instead of drains. For me, this shows up as a very clear question. Is this relationship, commitment, or project honoring both my will and my emotional truth? Because when it doesn't, my body lets me know immediately. How this shows up in my natural work and rhythm means a lot for me, especially right now, because I get to release overcommitment, of letting go of proving my value through exhaustion, or choosing work that allows emotional truth to lead, not pressure. This nodal shift doesn't ask me to work harder, it asks me to work honestly, to let my energy move when it's available, and to rest without guilt when it's not. And this is exactly why this period feels like recalibration instead of a push. Why does this matter for you? And here's why I'm sharing this. You may not have the same centers defined that I do, but this nodal shift will still highlight where you overgive, overwork, or stay in agreements that no longer feel emotionally clean. The difference is where and how it shows up in your chart. This is what we do inside the community. We look at how these big collective shifts interact with your specific design, where you're meant to renegotiate energy, work, and belonging, and how to move through the transition instead of resisting it. Because this isn't about doing less, it's just about doing what's correct, and in a rhythm that works for you. So if this video really resonated with you, I encourage you to join the community and see how can this energy awareness benefit you.